What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for yet another Tottenham update. And just before we get into it, let's tell you about our competition one last time, because this is the final day for you guys to enter. We've had loads of you guys have entered into the tournament. Tomorrow we will be announcing the winner, so the link is in the description. WeAreTottenhamTV.com. Go and type in your details, your name and your email address to be in with a chance to win a t-shirt for you and your friend. Check out the t-shirts that we have in store, as well as you'll be able to pick one of those if your name is pulled out the hat. But let's get into the Tottenham update, and let's start off with Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg. The Mail are reporting that Atletico Madrid have now rekindled their interest in signing Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg from Tottenham this summer. They also say that Fenerbahce are on another side who have discussed signing Hojbjerg this summer. A Turkish publication called Yeni Matalaya Gazetski says that Jose Mourinho has informed Fenerbahce of his wish to sign Tottenham midfielder Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg this summer. Mourinho drew attention to Hojbjerg's leadership qualities and game vision on field. And there's actually a publication out in Turkey called AS Marsa that even go as far to say that Hojbjerg can be considered a new Fenerbahce player. It's all signed and completed. Contract signed, 4-year deal with an option for a further season. Documents completed between Spurs and Fener for 16 million euro fee plus 2 million euros in bonus. Mourinho wanted him. I'm not sure how true or reliable that is, but those are the reports coming out of Turkey.
I mean, I would be a bit surprised if he was willing to go to Turkey if there were offers from Atletico Madrid and potentially Napoli on the table. Obviously, he has worked with Mourinho before, and he was quite good under Jose Mourinho. He was the one who brought him to Tottenham, and I thought got quite a good level out of Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg when Mourinho was in charge. So maybe I feel like it's a new project. Fenerbahce obviously want to win the league, and Mourinho wants to at least probably not win the Champions League, but at least do something. Maybe surprise a few people in the Champions League as well. So I can understand the appeal. I think the money will be decent, but I would just thought from Hojbjerg's point of view, he's now 29 years of age. This is going to be his last big contract probably, and you would have thought from his point of view, if a better kind of club in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, that's the kind of standard he should be setting for himself rather than going to the Turkish league. But I don't want to disrespect the Turkish league. They are a big club. So it'll be a bit of a surprise if he goes there, but maybe he sees something, worthwhile there. Yeah,
it would be interesting. I guess I don't think he'd be going there maybe if it wasn't for Jose Mourinho and if he wasn't the manager there. But it says a lot about Pierre, doesn't it, that old managers like Antonio Conte, like Pierre, like Jose Mourinho, are all interested in him. You know what you're going to get him. A good quality player, always gives his all, 100% effort, and you can see it every time he goes onto the pitch for Tottenham and for Denmark. The quality.
Yeah, and even Ange was one of his more trusted players in terms of how often he used him. Quite often coming off the bench, but pretty much in every game, he always trusted him to make an appearance and do something. So even Ange, I think, was a fan of his. I just don't think he was the perfect fit. And you see how he does well for Denmark as well, as you say. He's got 2 goals in the last 2 games, and he's performing really well. And he's doing his utmost at the moment to put himself in the shop window. And if he can play this Euros like he played the last Euros, where he was phenomenal, definitely maybe there'll be more clubs after him. If I was him, I would wait till after the Euros before signing anything. Because if he has a good Euros, it could convince a few clubs to come to the ring.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Let's talk about Tanguy Ndombele now. As Fabrizio Romano tweeted today saying Ndombele's contract set to be terminated. Tottenham and player side are ready for amicable agreement at the end of the deal. And to end his deal a year early with his contract expiring June next year. But it looks as though that they are coming to an agreement, and I'm sure Ndombele will get quite a sizable payout for that as well.
Of course. I don't think he's going to leave any money on the table. He'll probably get his contract paid out for. It's a shame how his Tottenham career's panned out, because it's been a disaster by any means, whatever way you look at it. And I think it's just best for everyone right now that we go our separate ways and forget this ever happened, if we can.
It does look like, though, it does signal maybe a change in the way Tottenham are doing these kind of deals where, this could have happened last year, right, with Tanguy and Ndombele, but we decided to loan him out and, probably best, to get a couple of bit of wages out the door. But to cancel his contract or to, agree a contract termination a year early and pay him out his wages. Sessegnon, we had the option for another year, didn't we? And we let him go a year early, essentially, as well. So does this signal maybe a change of the way the club's working?
Tanganga as well.
Tanganga.
So, look, mate, I think a few years ago, we probably would have given Tanganga probably a new contract, or maybe even assessing a new contract to see if we can get any money out of them. So the fact that we're willing to let them go early and cancel Ndombele's contract early does signal that there does seem to be a bit more ruthless edge now to how we're shaping the squad, and that's what we got to do if we're going to have a squad in Ange's image.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw it when Arsenal were building their squad, the way they dealt with the Aubameyangs, the Ozils and these kind of players. They just cut them dry, didn't they, and just released them from the club. And it looks like we're doing something of a similar ilk. Let's talk about potential incomings now. Chris Fuhrich, once again, Alistair Gold says that Spurs have distanced themselves from reports in Germany linking them to Stuttgart's Chris Fuhrich. So it doesn't seem like that one's on the table.
I think that makes sense because, as we said in the update when we first spoke about him, we've just signed Werner on the left, so I can't see us going cheap on another left winger because he has a release clause, unless we're definitely intent on Son playing up front, and I'm not so sure we are. So I never thought this one was likely to be a goer.
Fair enough.
He's a good player. I'd much rather maybe we signed him and not Werner potentially, and got him for a small fee, but. Then again, we're only getting Werner on loan, so if it doesn't work out, we're not stuck with him. Unlike for Fuhrich, if we signed him and it didn't work, all of a sudden you're stuck with him.
Yeah. Next up, let's talk about Albert Gudmundsson. Alistair Gold says that Tottenham like Albert Gudmundsson. He's a player who can play centrally out wide. Spurs have got good links with Genoa, but I don't know. There's something strange about this one because he's actually under charges at the moment, and he's got a court case coming up.
I heard he got cleared of it, but I don't know how true it is.
The thing, he got cleared, but apparently more evidence has come to light, and he's got
today?
in the last 3 or 4 days, and apparently he's got a court case coming up. That's what I heard.
Well, if that's the case, I don't think Tottenham should be touching it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think they should be, because all these kind of things, you never know what direction it's going to go in. So, and as well, with someone under investigation for those kind of crimes, you don't want to be seen to be willing to endorse that, not endorse it, but even be tolerant of that. So I don't know. I'd wait till anything he's could have any wrongdoing before pursuing a deal, I would say.
Yeah, I totally agree. And last but not least, Alistair Gold's talking about potential defensive targets this summer. And he says Tottenham have scouted Hiroki Ito and Murillo of Nottingham Forest among a number of potential centre-back options this summer. However, they would only move for a defender later on in the window once the issues further up the pitch have been addressed, which I think is the best way to go about it. But just get these deals over the line already.
No, I'm happy with that direction of travel, in my opinion. I think the most important thing at the moment is the forward areas. And yes, Ito, Murillo are good signings. I'll take them at Tottenham. But I do think as well, getting these forward players through the door as a priority should be seen as the most urgent thing to do, whether it be a striker or a forward, or hopefully both, but not holding my breath. But these are the most important aspects, what need improving. And then once we get them over the line, we can concentrate on a defender. And look, Ito's release clause is there. Unless someone else is going to activate it, you could always activate it a bit later. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
The Murillo's an interesting one, though, because surely if we're going to sign him, it's going to be before June the 30th.
Yeah,
because of the PSR issues. So, yeah, unless Forest do sell other players, and then that lessens the need to maybe Murillo's price might go up after June the 30th if they get their money in. So
depends how much they want him.
Yeah, that one might be a bit of a precarious situation. But look, it looks as though we are going to be focusing on maybe midfielders and attackers before we start looking at defenders again. But that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories we brought to you today. One more reminder before we go, enter that competition before, I think, midnight tonight is the cutoff. So link is in description below on how you can enter. But like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.